Hey there everyone, we got some more new cards to look at, specifically a lot from Duelist Nexus as we start to get into the season where it's actually available for purchase. We're getting the special reveals from content creators, and the first one I want to take a look at is the new TCG exclusive archetype, which will obviously hitting OCG later, but we get it first this time. No clue what the lore is. Oh, we do have lore. Interesting. So these are aquas. Everyone was thinking these are going to be rock types, but they're aquas. All right, so we got a level 3 wind aqua effect. There's not a whole lot of aqua support that I'm not really sure if there's anything that can really do anything with these cards. I want to say there's not really good aqua cards in general, but that's not true because Tier Element were aqua, at least for the most part. But yeah, if this card is in your hand or graveyard, you control a light Tistina monster. It's the name of the archetype, Tistina. You can special summon this card. You can target one Tistina monster or face down card you control, destroy it, then add a Tistina card from your deck to your hand. Only use each effect once per turn. Sure. This is looking a lot like Memento, right now. So hopefully we get some better Tistina monsters. Alright, Tistina, Hound of Tistina, level 4 Earth, so we're not sticking with any particular typing. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, they really do look like rocks, I don't know why they're aquas. And you control a light Tistina monster. Wait, you have to control a light Tistina monster to special summon these cards. Okay. You can special summon this card. You can only use this effect of Hound of Tistina once per turn. Tistina monsters you control can attack directly while your opponent controls a face down defense position monster. Oh. Okay. Demigod of Tistina. 2000 attack, level 10 monster. Ugh. You control a Tistina card, you can special summon this card from your hand, and you can add one Tistina spell trap from your deck to your hand. Okay, this is a lot better now. During your opponent's turn, if you control Crystal God Tistina, that's the next one, you can change as many monsters as your opponent controls as possible to face down defense position. Then you can send all face-up cards your opponent controls to the graveyard. Oh, so it's Daruma Dharma Cannon. Oh, so it's Daruma Dharma Cannon. Wait, it's Daruma Dharma. Wait, Ghost Tricks. Ghost Trick control Tistina. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a quick effect during your opponent's turn. Sure, yeah. That's pretty good. You only use this each effect once per turn. Okay, and here's the Crystal God. 2000 attack, 3000 defense. That's neat. You can change as many monsters your opponent controls to face down defense position. Then you can send all face up. Another one. Just okay. Tistina looking pretty good actually. It's like we've officially power crept Ultimate Conductor Tyranno here. If this card in the zone's position is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can change as many monsters your opponent controls to face on defense position, then send all face-up cards. So it just gets it again if this card is destroyed. You can only use each effect once per turn. It doesn't get the attack everything once, and it doesn't have the high attack of UCT, but okay, they got a field spell. Field spell is usually a pretty good card. During your main phase, you can send one Tistina monster from deck to grave. Then, if your opponent controls 3 or more face-up cards, you can special summon one Crystal God Tistina from your hand or deck. Okay, so hear me out. Ghost Trick Tistina. You set up the Ghost Trick Night Lock where they can't flip. Your opponent is no longer allowed to flip summon monsters, and you use the Ghost Trick Merry-Go-Round to swap out one of the Ghost Trick field spells that you can search off of Angel to switch into Divine Domain Batistina to special summon Crystal God Tistina. Well, no, because the merry-go-round it's a trap card, so it has to activate during your opponent's turn. So you wouldn't, and it says during your main phase to activate this effect. Damn, that doesn't work. Still though, I think this would actually work really well with the Ghost Trick lock. Your opponent controls 3 or more face-up cards. You can So that's like good going second. You can only use this effect once per turn. If this card in your field zone is destroyed by a card's effect, you can special summon a Testina monster from your deck or grave. Sure. Continuous spell. Okay. More continuous effects. During your main phase, you can normal summon one Testina monster in addition to your normal summon. Wow. Okay. You can target one face-up monster you control, or if you control a light Testina monster, you can target one face-up monster on the field instead. Change that monster's face on the defense position and add a Testina card from your deck to hand, except for Breath of Testina, you can only use this one per turn. Sure. That's like, alright. Trap card. A continuous trap. Activate this card by targeting a face-up monster in the field, special summon this card as an effect monster with the following effect. During your opponent's turn, when that target leaves... Sorry, I'm just having trouble figuring out what's going on here. During your opponent's turn, when that target leaves the field, destroy this card. During your opponent's turn, when this card leaves the field, destroy that target that targeted when you activated this card. That's so weird. Oh, when that... Yeah. Oh. Oh, okay, so it's got like a life link. Oh, I see. It's got like a life link to the card it targets on your opponent's turn. Huh. Weird. That's awful. That's a terrible card. Alright, the rest of these are fine. I think they need more of these. They need more of these that actually do anything. Because these guys kind of suck. These guys are good, but I don't know if they do it enough. It's like very particular interruption. It's good interruption for sure. Like Daruma Dharmakan is a strong card. And these are strong cards as well. But on a monster effect, it's actually a little less strong than on the trap effect because of the way that monster effect negation is just so common. But I don't know. This is God. It's not a quick effect on Crystal God. On Demigod, it is a quick effect. But only if you control Crystal God. So you have to have Crystal... You really have to have Crystal God to make this archetype do anything. Like there's a lot of ways to get to it. This is mid. I'm calling it. This is mid. Not particularly good. But I think it has some applications as like a mix with other things, potentially. The way that Crystal God Testina is so easy to get to the field makes me think that maybe like 3 of the field spell plus Testina is something that is maybe worth playing, honestly. I don't know. I don't know if that Crystal God Testina is good enough on its own, and Demigod is just no good without Testina. You get to add a... Oh, this does... When you search this, or when you special summon this card, while controlling a Testina card, you get to add a spell trap. So you can add... I guess you would add the continuous spell, because to get Crystal God on the field, you have to already... Because there's no way to special summon this otherwise, right? So you have to... And you can't special summon the little guys unless you have Crystal God. Why? Wow, this is awful. Like I said, I have some applications for it, but man, it's gonna be a bad deck because of how fucking awful these cards are. Yeah, whatever. More Duelist Nexus cards. We got more cards from Duelist Nexus. These are the ones that aren't in an archetype exactly. We got some dinosaur support. We have Zootomosaurus. Ooh, we're changing the font apparently. Zootomosaurus is a level 2 Earth dinosaur effect monster, which is nothing. That's nothing. It's a sprite target, I guess. While you control another dinosaur monster, your opponent's monsters cannot target this card for attacks. Who cares? You could target one other card you control, destroy it. Like Dinosaur didn't have enough ways to destroy cards. You only use this effect once per turn. Zutomo means friends forever, which is funny because the other one is like murder. The one that this is like based off is like murder. So we got enemies to lovers. That's pretty funny. All right, Finisterre, Tower of the Necroworld. So this is like an upgrade of Soul Absorbing Bone Tower, I guess. Level 10 water zombie effect monster, 1000 attack, 2000 800 defense. If you control a level 10 monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Alright, there's like a lot of really cool level 10 monsters. Considering this is zombie shit, I think the one you're supposed to be thinking of is Eldritch. So maybe that's it. Wait a minute. If you control level 10 monsters, well, this like helps like with FTKs, right? With involving like Gustav. You can special summon this card once per turn this way. Now that's at least good. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one face-up card on the field. That card cannot be destroyed by card effects this turn. Sure. You can only use this once per turn. Alright. So it's just a level 10. So it's just like a level 10 extender that's also a zombie, which means you can do it while you're under the Eldritch locks. So this gives like Eldritch easier access to rank 10 plays. I don't know that that's good, but it is what it is. That is what it does. It does what it do. Quibelt, the Blade Dragon, level 7 synchro. We need more level 7 synchros. There are not enough level 7 synchros that are good. Let's see if this one's good. Materials are generic. That's good. If this card is synchro summon, you can target one card in the field, destroy it. Alright, if this card on the field is destroyed, you can target one face-up monster in the field. That monster cannot attack until the end of the opponent's turn. You only use this effect once per turn. Okay. Well, this is like an okay quick synchro card. I guess. Wow. I mean, this is not very good. It's just not very good. Alright. Storage Pod, more dinosaur support, kinda. It's a fusion monster, it's a machine, but its materials are Trifortress Tops, or Stegocyber, and then one machine or dinosaur monster. More weird dinosaur machine support. Like they really want dinosaur machine to be a deck for some reason. Cannot be destroyed by battle with while a monster is special summoned from the graveyard is on the field. If a monster is special summoned from the hand while this monster is on the field, except during the damage step, you can target one card your opponent controls and one card you control, destroy them. You only use this effect once per turn. Who cares? Nobody's summoning this anyways. Who cares? And we got a trap card, Synchro Force Back. Target monsters on the field up to the number of synchro monsters with a different name you control, or return them to the hand. It's a normal trap. Huh. That's interesting. So like, okay, imagine I'm imagining. I don't know how realistic this is. I'm imagining Synchro Labyrinth. Cause this is compulsory evacuation device, but more if you have the synchro monsters to support it. Is that anything? Is Synchro Labyrinth anything? Like you could get you know, some of the graveyard tuners that special summon themselves, and then you have like the big lady, which is a big like level to synchro into things. Is that anything? I don't know. It feels like it might be something. I don't know. I might test with that. I don't know. I don't know if that's for me to test with. I don't understand Labyrinth enough. And really, why do you need Synchro Force Back when you have Eradicator Epidemic Virus? You know? What do you need this for? Anyways, that's interesting. We have one more card. This one is not from Duelist Nexus. This is actually from the next set, Age of Overlord. This is a new part of the IP Masquerena security force. What the fuck are they called again? S-Force. That's right, S-Force. I think it's security. Archetype lore thing. We have SP Little Knight. It's Rapachiyomaru. Rapachiyomaru from S-Force has become part of IP Masquerena's squad, or either that or she's either defecting or she was part of the squad before and then became part of S-Force later. Like this is lore to explain her backstory before she became S-Force. I don't know. Could be either way. But we don't care about the lore here. That's Golden Nova's job. What we care about here is whether it's a good card. So let's look at that. It's a Link 2, Dark Warrior, generic material, just 2 effect monsters, just like IP Masquerena. Links are left and right, which are not conducive to more link summoning, but that's fine. You can use the first and second name of this card's effects once per turn each. This card is Link Summon using a Fusion, Synchro, Ixies, or Link monster like IP Masquerena as material. You can target one card in the field or in the graveyard, banish it, but also your monsters cannot attack directly this turn. So this is something you're going to be using. Like this meets up with IP Masquerena. Like you're supposed to quick link with IP Masquerena into this to banish something from your opponent's field or graveyard. And that's like fine, but otherwise, if you're not specifically going into this with IP Masquerena, not particularly good. And the thing is, if you go into this IP Masquerena, you're using up a Link 2 and another monster to go into a Link 2, unlike going into Unicorn. So you would really only want to use this if there's something in the graveyard you want to hit, unless you don't have room for Unicorn. Let's see, second effect. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can target 2 face-up monsters on the field, including at least 1 monster you control, banish both until the end phase. Well, that actually makes it maybe an argument for using this over Nightmare Unicorn, is that you get 2 banishes. In one in the grave, one on the field, but you are losing some a decent amount of card advantage as well, by, you know, because if you're quick linking into this on your opponent's turn with an IP Masquerena, you're losing, you know, an extra link material basically by making a Link 2 with a Link 2 and a non-link, and then you're losing another card on field, probably SP Little Knight, honestly, in order to use this other effect. So like your opponent's losing 2 cards, but you're also losing 2 cards, is basically what I'm saying. So you're kind of ending up even, but 2 banishes might be enough to end your opponent's turn. Like that's the other thing though, is that I think a lot of decks cannot stand up to losing 2 cards like that. That's a turn ender for a lot of decks. So if you can set up this, if you can set this up, that might be actually a turn ender. This might be a problem, actually. I know I'm kind of like, this is actually a bad card. No, actually, this might be a problem card. No, I don't know. It depends on what's relevant at the time, honestly. Like, if a card can play through 2 banishes, or if a deck can play through 2 banishes, I think this card is kind of bad. But if a deck cannot play through 2 banishes, I think this card is insane. Like if that's the meta, if like the meta is like cards that cannot play through 2 banishes, you know, this card is insane. But if the meta is cards that play through what doesn't care how many cards you banish, this card is awful. That's interesting. Yeah, that's a neat one, I think. I'll be interested to see how that goes, whether it becomes a good card or is not used at all. But yeah, I guess I'll see you next time there's some new cards, and we'll see if they're any good. These ones were a mixed bag for sure. Quite a mixed bag. But yeah, see you next time. Hey there, thanks for watching another video. Why don't you give it a like, share it around, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for notifications. You know, the YouTube stuff. You can also follow me on Twitch and Twitter for more content. I got content plenty for ya. You can also support the channel by giving me money. You have a Patreon. If you join the Patreon, you can show up in the credits over here. I would really appreciate that. You could also use my TCG player affiliate link to get any singles, sealed product, or accessories that you want, all to supporting the channel at the same time. That's all for this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful rest of whatever time it is for you. Bye now!